Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me at Naomi's Scrappy DIY Retreat. If you are a return visitor, I appreciate you coming back. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for joining by. I hope that you guys will enjoy and like this video. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. That way, every time I do a video, you guys will be notified. I have 4 country Dollar Tree DIYs for you today. And so let's go ahead and get started. The first one is a picture frame candle holder, and this is made from all materials except for the eucalyptus leaves from the Dollar Tree. So I hope that I give enough explanation. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I used 4 of the picture frames from the Dollar Tree. Honestly, I forget what size they were, and I cannot read what it says, but I had took everything apart and painted the inside and the outside and everything around it with the white Waverly chalk paint. And then all I did was I took a little bit of sandpaper and just distressed it down a little bit. You could also use a little bit of the Waverly ink chalk to distress it as well. And then what I did was I just started gluing together the glass back onto the edges, and then I started gluing the sides to each other. And I did this in a box formation. Depending on how you want to do this, I did it so that way the sides were all uneven. I don't know if you can see it in this picture here, but it's not like there's 2 long sides, 2 short sides. I made one end butt up with the edge of the other end. I can't really explain that well, sorry. And then what I did was I just painted the inside where the hot glue was, because it was just too dark and I didn't like that. Then I took some jute twine that I also got from the Dollar Tree, and I just went around the bottom, the base of this, what is the picture? What is the candle holder? Sorry, guys. The base, though, is actually the white styrofoam board from the Dollar Tree that I also glued onto the bottom, which is another reason why I used the jute. This is the eucalyptus leaves, and I just kind of wired those together so that way they would kind of fit into the bottom of the candle holder. And as you can see here, it kind of forms a circle, and I just wanted some of those eucalyptus tails to kind of hang out. And when you place it into the picture frame candle holder, you can do it however you want to do it. I then took another little glass bowl. These are amazing little bowls in the glass section, and just painted the inside and the outside of it. I love these little bowls. They're perfect for holding a candle. I then just lightly distressed the inside and the outside of the bowl, and then just placed the eucalyptus leaves inside of the bowl. I don't know why I keep saying the bowl. Inside of the picture frame that we made, the candle holder, and then just placed that bowl inside of it, and then just put a candle inside of it. Now you could make the seasonal. You could throw some leaves in there, some pumpkins in there. You could take those out, put some little pumpkin balls in. But this is how it turned out, and I really like this. It did take a little bit of time, but it was easy. So I hope that you have made this with me. And this is just my pumpkin topiary. It's made again all from Dollar Tree items, and I hope that all these items are listed down below in the description. So I hope that you are taking the time to do this craft with me. It's just a really cute, simple project. Just make sure you center it, because I didn't center it, so I call it my crazy stacked pumpkin topiary. Anyhow, I just took a candle vase and one of those little glass plates from the Dollar Tree. I used E6000 so it would hold, and I glued those two together. And then I took white Waverly chalk paint and just painted everything that was exposed, even the top of the plate. I then did a little bit of distressing on the on all of the surfaces, and I just took a little bit of sandpaper to do this, but you could also do this with a little bit of with a little, like a little bit of paint. What I forgot to tell you first was that I had painted it first black and then I painted it white. So I apologize for that, that I messed that part up. Once you do that, then you're going to want to go ahead and get your pumpkins ready. And so the very top pumpkin, we're going to put stuff in. So you're going to want to hollow that out. And you want to be careful because I actually tried to use this for something else and tried to use E6000 and it literally ate the pumpkin. So then I had to fill it in with some more styrofoam. And all I did was I used 3 Dollar Tree pumpkins. I painted them, with the Waverly white chalk, and then I just made different, I just added like I think it was like pumpkin to the top. I added like an aqua to the bottom, and then I just distressed it with some ink on the bottom. And so that's what I used for this pumpkin topiary. And then I just took some jute and wrapped in between those two pumpkins and shoved some lamb's ear underneath of it. This was, again, a really cute idea. And on the very top, which I did not take a picture of, there's just some lamb's ear, um, a little stem and then a little bow, and you can do this however you want, but it was, again, it took a little bit of time, but it was a super simple craft. So I hope you did this with me and enjoyed it. The very next one, I forgot to add a picture, but it is going to be a little country, just a little country vase. And all I did was I took some, again, Dollar Tree vases, and I painted them white inside and outside. Made sure to give it 2 good coats so that way you couldn't see the streaks and anything. I had a really hard time getting the paint to stick on this, and I'm not really sure why. It's not really sticking, but to give it a more even texture, I just really had a hard time. And then for some reason, I distressed the inside as well as the outside, and I just used sandpaper for this. But again, you could also use your colored paint to distress it. I then took some jute twine. I made 3 of these, which I only show one, and I wrapped some jute twine, about 4 layers, around the top of it. You'll see when the picture comes up where I did it. I made 3 of them, and so I did it at 3 different sections, just so that they could sit side by side and have 3 different looks of the jute twine. I then took the pumpkin, another Dollar Tree pumpkin, just wrapped some flower stuff around it in order to make it a little bit longer, and then I painted it with Waverly white chalk paint and also distressed it with a little bit of a different color. I think it was like a brown color that I used, but it was very light dry brushing. And then I just, as you can see here, I put a little bow on the jute, and then shoved some of the eucalyptus inside of this container. There is some floral foam from the Dollar Tree inside of it, and then I just added pumpkins. I just put 3 different pumpkins. The two on the bottom are smaller, and the one on the top is bigger. The 2 smaller ones are the Dollar Tree pumpkin picks, so with the long wooden stems on them. So I had to cut those down and then cut some of the stem off the top. So the next craft is actually not from Dollar Tree. It is from Dollar General. Parts of it. So the W is from, and it's a really cute, easy craft. But it didn't cost that much. So these are the materials that you're going to need: the Waverly white chalk, some pumpkins, some brown, jute, and again, this the W and the metal sign are both from Dollar General, but I believe I paid $1 for the pumpkin, and I think it shows it a little bit. Anyhow, you're going to need some E6000, and I also used a sponge from the Dollar Tree. So I did not have the price on this, and I believe it may have been at $2, but please don't hold me to that because I don't remember. But as you can see, the pumpkin is $1, and again, that was from the Dollar General. So all I did was I peeled that off. I painted actually all of the back of that because part of that's going to be showing. And then I just took one of the Dollar Tree pumpkins, and I liked the color. I thought the color was going to be good, so I just distressed it, just adding a little bit of orange to the pumpkin, just to give it a little bit more accent and a little bit more character. And then very carefully, I took my Dollar Tree blade and I cut it in half. not keeping the stem on it. I just you'll see what we do in just a minute. So just be very careful when you cut it, but this blade is long enough to do it. If you have a knife that's longer and you can do it, just saw through very nicely so you don't get a lot of jagged edges. I then took some of the Dollar Tree raffia and I just took a little bit of that off, and then I did some assembly. I added um, some paint to that to the sign, and I just dabbed that on with that sponge. I just did the little bit of the brown, a little bit of the orange, just back and forth, and then I stenciled using Dollar Tree stencils. I stenciled the welcome on to the metal sign. I put the W on the side, see how it hangs off the back, which is why I painted the back of that W, because I like a finished product. And then just I added the pumpkins. I added the pumpkin at the W, and I added a pumpkin above the welcome with a little bit of raffia. I added a little bit more raffia, and then I also added jute twine to hang this up with. So this is the side view of it, and you can see that there's a little bit of more raffia on it, and there's a little bit of raffia over the top. And again, I love this. I mean, I just think it's super cute. It was, again, very easy to make. It wasn't as time consuming as some of the other paintings, the other projects that I've done. So this is just a recap of the 4 projects. Please let me know down below which one you like the best. If there was something that you see that maybe you would have done differently, I was going to video these and then I didn't do that. So thank you again so much for joining me, and I just really appreciate those who have subscribed. And again, if you haven't subscribed, I would appreciate if you did. You would help to grow my channel. And if you like this, I hope that you give it a thumbs up, you share it with somebody else. And again, just I hope that you come back and join me on our scrapping adventures. I enjoy making things, and so if there's something you see here that maybe, again, that you would have done differently, please let me know. I'd love to read your comments, and I will comment back to you. So thank you again so much, and I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day.